Senator Heinrich.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Dodaro, GAO receives more than 100 new report mandates a year, plus another 150 reoccurring mandates. In addition, GAO is responsible for informal technical assistance and resolving bid protests. Add to that oversight and auditing of federal programs within the federal agencies. How does GAO's budget request help the agency handle its current workload and any new mandates that are coming down the road currently?
Yes, we maintain active conversations with all the committees across the Congress on what their highest priorities are. So we have a good sense, and we reprioritize as events occur, like as administrations start new initiatives, or there's a change in the environment, for example, a natural disaster, or there's a global conflict, or there's a pandemic or some other event that happens. So our request is based upon our experience dealing with the committees. And only if we receive the request can I guarantee that we'll get to all the priority requests from various committees across the Congress. We're stretched thin. Our budget has not grown as the federal government has grown over the years. I mean, in inflation-adjusted terms, the federal government spending has increased 116%. GAO has decreased 1.4%. So we need this to stay abreast.
You spoke about data. How has the access that DOGE has had and the modifications of government IT systems impacted GAO's ability to conduct oversight and audits of federal programs on behalf of the Congress?
Yeah, right now we're auditing the DOGE access as to the access they had, what changes. We're looking at the digital footprint within each of these major systems across government, where it's Social Security, Treasury, OPM, and others. And so we'll have a better idea about what impact DOGE's access has had on the data systems, and whether there's been any information input into the system or taken out of the system. We spend a lot of time on data reliability before we do any assessment at GAO. This will add another element of complexity to it.
How is that information then communicated back to us?
Well, we'll issue public reports to the Congress.
What's the time frame, do you think, for?
We're just getting started across government, and I don't have one right now. We're going to try to provide iterative reports. In other words, we'll do them as they're available for each agency. I'm not going to wait until we complete this work across the government. And so that'll give some indication. Now, on a positive side, I mean, they've opened up some data barriers that had been preventing the federal government from detecting improper payments and fraud. So there's some benefits. I don't want to imply that there's just concern. So we're going to look at the benefits as well as
Talk to me about the data validation. How does GAO make sure the information it gets from agencies is valid, authentic, accurate?
Yeah. Well, a lot of these sure. A lot of these databases we work with year in and year out over time. So first we'll look at what the agency does itself to validate the information. What kind of checks do they put in place? We'll do some testing. We'll do some data edits to see if there are any anomalies in the data. And so we have a whole set of methodologies and procedures. I've got experts in this area that assist each of the audit teams. And then in some cases, we audit the federal government's financial statements. So we're doing our own sampling and testing of the accuracy of the federal financial information.
I can imagine that's probably never been more important than it is right now. Switching to you for a moment, Mr. Halperin, talk to us a little bit more about the digitization of the publications at the federal repository libraries and what you're looking at there.
Sure. So most documents today begin life as digital documents. So when you drop a bill, that manuscript comes to GPO, and we turn that into electrons. Most of the time, if you go to Senate Ledge Council, we're getting a good file that we can work with. But if you write something on the back of a napkin, our folks will input that data, and then we produce a good document, both in PDF and in structured data in a machine-readable format. That's really key to the future. We produce not nearly as many tangible documents as we used to, and that's why we really moved the Federal Depository Library program to a more digital format. And that's something that our library partners wanted as well.
Gotcha. Thank you.